Names are important. They were especially important in ancient Near East. They signified one's character and personality. So in the cultures of the Old Testament, your name was linked to your nature. What you were named often reflected the type of person that you would become. So for example, Abraham meant father of many. Ruth means friend. Ezra means help. Jeremiah means God will raise up. All of those people lived out and embodied what their names were. So what does Jacob mean? Deceiver. Jacob means deceiver, something that he was guilty of his entire life up until that point. For years, Jacob relied on himself and his own wit and his own deception to get through life. He deceived his way to his brother's inheritance in Genesis 27. He tricked his uncle Laban into getting the best herds for himself in Genesis 30. And then he misled his uncle again when he fled from him in Genesis 31. Jacob relied on himself, on his own strength, on his own deception, all his life. But God had a different plan for him. He had a new plan. He changed Jacob's name. No longer was he Jacob the deceiver. God named him Israel, meaning God prevails. Jacob wasn't going to be the deceiver anymore. He wasn't going to be able to rely on himself going forward. God was stepping in and he was going to take charge of Jacob's life. First, God chose to fight with Jacob, dislocating his hip in the process. But now God was going to fight for Jacob, for Israel, prevailing for him and his future. Now, this new name for Israel had far-reaching implications for his descendants too, because as we know, the nation of his descendants was named Israel, symbolizing how God would prevail for his people as well. God would lead them to triumph over their enemies, and he would fight for them throughout time. And in the ultimate act of prevailing for his people, God the Father sends